Welcome back for another video. In today's video we'll be looking at the top 100 greatest ever FPL managers, including their team selections, player ownership, transfer plans and more. I also connected with one of the managers who answered all your burning questions. Let me know below if you enjoyed today's video. I read every comment. And lastly, just before we jump in, only a small percentage of people that watch my videos are subscribed, so if you like the video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Enjoy the video. If the term FPL expert can ever apply to anyone, it's this list. But the many millions of FPL players over the years, just barely 100 meet the criteria to join our list. For the sake of this video, we'll call them the Elite 100. There's actually slightly more than 100, but to keep it simple, we'll use percentages when going through their teams and moves. The criteria to join this list is a minimum of 4 top 1k finishes, or a minimum of 7 top 10k finishes. They are undisputably the greatest FPL managers to have played the game, with a record to prove it. Their decision making and understanding of the game is exceptional. Let's start off with the Elite 100's team selections. By aggregating all of their teams together, we can arrive at a consensus team, which is a full squad of the 15 players that they agree on having the most. One reasonable conclusion you could draw is that the higher percentage a player has, the more you should consider owning them. The Elite 100 template team is as follows. Sanchez is owned by a massive 83.9% of them. Martinez is the second most popular keeper, but with only 5.3% ownership he could easily drop out. In defence, Shaw and Trent find themselves in an equal number of teams with 92.8% ownership. In midfield, 94% own Salah and 86.9% own Bruno. Benrahma's ownership has shot up since Gameweek 2 to 76.7%. Up top, unsurprisingly, 96.4% of the Elite 100 own Antonio, who's had 3 consecutive double-digit point returns in the opening 3 games. Ings is owned by 73.2%. We caught up with one of the Elite 100 managers, and this number is very likely to drop. More on that later and who we may see him replaced with. Heading into Gameweek 3, here are the moves they made. 7% of them saved their transfer, 82% made 1 transfer, 10% took a -4, and 1% took a -8. Surprisingly, only 7% of the managers have 2 free transfers heading into the international break. The international break has a reputation of throwing up surprises, especially this season with the huge uncertainty over quarantine rules affecting the red-listed countries. Before we take a look at their transfers, we caught up with Bennett from the Elite 100. He has a phenomenal 9 top 10k finishes. Here's what he had to say. The first question was, what are your transfer plans for Gameweek 4? He said current Gameweek 4 transfer plan was, and maybe still is, Ings to Calvert-Lewin, assuming Calvert-Lewin is fit. I thought about Bruno and Ings to Torres and Ronaldo for a -4, but we'll see how the international break plays out. Next question was, do you have any game weeks in mind for your wildcard? He said, I'm planning to wildcard before Gameweek 8. I know a lot of people are targeting Gameweek 7, but I think I can cope with Gameweek 7 with transfers. The third question was, what are your thoughts on Ronaldo as an FPL asset? He said, I'm very excited about Ronaldo. I'm a United fan, so I might be a bit biased. However, I really think he could be close to perma-captain material. The final question was, which players have you got your eye on besides Ronaldo? He said, besides Ronaldo, I've got one eye on cheap mids such as Gray, Sarr and Traore. I imagine they'll be key if we want to fit in 3 premiums. I often try to avoid Pep Roulette, but I'm monitoring Torres and maybe Grealish too. Some fascinating insight from Dan. Ings has a horrible run of fixtures starting in Gameweek 4 against Chelsea, while Calvert-Lewin has 3 goals in his opening 3 games and is now on penalty duties for Everton, so there's plenty of logic in the move. He's open to picking up Ronaldo straight away even for a -4, and he made the bold statement that Ronaldo could be close to perma-captain material. The last player I personally recall as a perma-captain was Suarez in the 13-14 season, when he got 31 goals and 17 assists in just 33 games. You could also argue the case for Salah in the 2017-18 season. Ferran Torres is an intriguing differential that he has an eye on as a Ronaldo enabler. He started all 3 games for Man City and he's been playing as striker in part, with City having failed to sign Kane. It was also interesting that he felt 3 premiums was doable with the right budget players. A quick look at the chip usage among the Elite 100 next. Not too much to dwell on here, the only chip used is the bench boost by 3 managers. Interestingly, all 3 used it in Gameweek 1, which is something we've seen some managers experiment with. Perhaps we're missing a trick, or perhaps it's just an experiment. Using it in Game Week 1 is essentially the same as wildcarding your perfect bench boost team. And by doing this, you no longer have to make team selections with the bench boost in mind later in the season. Onto the Elite 100's transfers. There'll be a lot of disappointment among the Elite 100 after Game Week 3. The most popular move was Barnes to Benrahma, with 30 managers making the move. Next was Tsimikas to Livramento, Tony to Calvert-Lewin, White to Duffy, Mahrez to Benrahma, Buendia to Benrahma, White to Livramento, Tsimikas to Duffy, Gundogan to Benrahma, and lastly Veltman to Duffy. Tony, Mahrez, Buendia and Gundogan all did well in Game Week 3, who left many of their teams. That said, FPL results are measured longer term. Despite all the movement, there were just 4 players that were among the top 10 transferred in players, which were Benrahma, Livramento, Calvert-Lewin and Duffy. All good picks to keep an eye on regardless of an underwhelming Game Week 3. Consider it a watch list straight from the top. That concludes this video on the Elite 100. We'll be following them closely throughout the season. Thank you to Dan for taking the time to answer the questions. Likewise, thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like the video and hit subscribe to support the channel. I'll read every comment, so let me know if you liked the video and what you thought of the Elite 100's teams.